Hi, I'm Asher, and today I'm going to be talking about one of my favourite films, American History X. Directed by Tony Kaye in 1998, the film tells the story of two Venice, Los Angeles brothers who become involved in the neo-Nazi movement and radical tension in modern America. The eldest of the two brothers is first to join the racist movement following his father's death in a gang-related shooting. The film is told in the style of non-linear narrative, with present day and flashback stories being told side by side as the film progresses. The present is identifiable as it is shown in colour, in contrast to flashbacks in black and white. This was something I instantly liked when watching the film, as it can be interpreted in more than one way. Black and white could not only have been used to represent past events, but also represent how a racist mind would see the world. Edward Norton's character, Derek, in the past narrative, starts out as a confused teenager full of anger and hate. This is contrasted in the way he behaves in the present, where he is more reserved and no longer has a skinhead. This is when it starts to become clear that this story is how he managed to rehabilitate himself. As Derek and his girlfriend Stacy have sex, Danny hears three gang members who Derek beat at basketball attempted to steal Derek's truck. Derek shoots and kills one of the thieves with a pistol and curb stomps the other, before being arrested by the police and being sentenced to 3 years in prison. The character of Derek changes rapidly in his time in prison, clearly by the fact that instead of victimising minorities back at home, the tables have now turned and he is now on his own. However, it does not start this way when he first goes into prison, as he joins an Aryan Brotherhood. This friendship would ultimately make him question his ways. He starts to realise that although they have the racist, fascist views he has himself, they are also very hypocritical, as they are shown having friendly relationships with a Mexican prisoner, to which Derek criticises. This hypocrisy is clearly contrasted with the honesty of his laundry partner, Lamont. Derek then eventually befriends Lamont. Something that stood out for me during the scenes between the two is the fact that Derek was white, his surroundings and clothing he was washing were white, except Lamont, which really made him stand out. The filmmakers may have done this on purpose to make him stand out and show that he is an important character to the story. A common interest in basketball helps their friendship blossom and shows that even someone as hateful as Derek can eventually realise that people can have things in common regardless of colour. His hair then starts getting longer, from stubbly to long. I like how the filmmakers showed his hair growth in such detail, as how he is changing on the outside matches how he is also changing in the inside. It is ironic how Derek was first placed in prison for his hatred of black people, and the only reason he was able to see past his errors was from help of someone who belongs to a race he had once sworn he didn't like. The other protagonist of this story is Derek's younger brother, Danny, who idolises Derek to the point where he starts to follow the exact same path. From an audience point of view, the bond between the two brothers is nice to see usually, but the similarities between Derek in the past narrative and Danny in the present is upsetting to see, particularly to Derek, who arrives from prison to find out his brother has a DOC tattoo. It is no surprise that Danny should follow the same path as his older brother. It is shown in flashbacks that they would be exposed to their father's racist views at the dinner table. This made me think, as it may be suggesting that all hate from the brothers has stemmed from something. Danny has had to pick up the pieces of his brother's crimes, and he feels that the people around him see his brother in him. I think that by not having a male role model in his life after his father's death and Derek's incarceration, this would have sent Danny down a dark path much more easily. Together, they rip down all the Nazi memorabilia that has been surrounding them both in their bedroom. I found this scene very powerful, as they are not only physically but mentally stripping down the hate they have inside. As though to cleanse himself even more, Derek heads to the shower. In the mirror, he looks at his Nazi tattoos in disappointment. He covers his chest with his hand and looks at himself. A new, changed man. The black teenager who commits the shooting has a look of regret on his face when he pulls the trigger, which made me feel as though he had been influenced by another to do it, which shows that he was brainwashed into doing something he didn't really believe in, like Danny himself. This event shows that evil is on both sides of the spectrum, and that two young people's lives are ruined because of being led down the wrong path. In having this in the film, the filmmakers are showing both sides to racism, and why some people may practice racist acts in the modern day. It is being shown from different points of view. The people who believe in racism, Derek's younger self, and the people who are affected by it, his family and victims. In terms of genre, I would label this film as not only a crime genre because of the actions of its characters, but also a social drama, as it deals with the problems we have with social groups in modern day society. It is also a coming of age film too. Even though Derek is older than Danny, we see them both deal with being brainwashed at a young age and then growing into sensible adults. American History X was and still is a controversial and brutal story on present day racism and the effect it has on young people, and the effect it has on a young and naive mind, where hateful seeds can be planted and easily grow.